He once got lost at a Circus Olay show and then became a part of the act. Please welcome your highly intriguing, mysterious, and semi-respected host, Matthew the Ragdoll Freres. And then get ready for his highly intelligent and illustrious co-host, Luke Freres.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
That's right.
Yeah.
Woo, folks.
Yes, that is it.
That is it.
Yeah.
Hello. Good almost evening, everyone. And welcome to Late Night Quarantine. I am your host, Matthew Freres. With me is my co-host and enforcer of the show, Luke Freres. Whew, I'm a little out of breath. That was just need a little sippy.
A little hydration here.
Everyone, thank you so much again for tuning in. We are so happy to have you back. The support for the show has been incredible. People have been filling up the message boards like crazy. There's been a wide range of comments, mostly good. Unfortunately, I know last week the last show was full of a lot of house cleaning items at the front end of the show, so we got a little good cop, bad cop. The bad cop is we do have some house cleaning. The good cop is that it's only one item of house cleaning, so should not take up as much time because, as you guys have probably already heard about, we may have a big celebrity guest today. We're going to interview. How do you feel about the celebrity guest we have today, Luke?
I am ecstatic. I think the audience are gonna. I think they're all just gonna freak out.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we got a real. Barn burner on our
I
hands.
think so.
Yeah, this is. I don't want to exaggerate when I say that this is probably a landmark moment in the history of late night shows, and I'm gonna say, Matt, the internet in general.
Wow.
I actually think that this episode might break the internet.
You know, normally I'd say, Luke, you're a man. Go lock yourself up in a cave because I think you're absolutely crazy. But in this case, I think he's right, folks.
Yeah.
We are going to get to that special guest. We don't want to spoil who it is quite yet. We'll get there. But, yeah, so for this item of house cleaning we technically have to get to, again, Karen Freres, my mom, it's been an ordeal since the beginning of the show. She's not the boss of me. I'm the boss. This is my show. This is a show we run. But she, again, I live with her at the moment, so there's daily tension. She's requested that I read this letter to you all to help kind of clear her name with what's happened on the show. Dear viewers of my son's stupid show, I want him to read this letter because from the start of the show, I was foolishly and unknowingly led into a vice trap that would try and ruin my reputation. I am a good person. I am not this villain that my son has painted me to be in his colorful language. He misled me as to what the intention of the show was. I was indeed promised a prize pack before the show by my son, which he chooses to deny and lie about. Okay. You guys get the gist. I'm not angry. I'm just, we're tearing away what doesn't matter. So we're just gonna put that there.
Throw it away.
She said what she said. Fine. Listen to the letter. I would just like to move on because again, we have a really good thing. We have a really fun thing here, and I don't want negativity to pull this thing down.
Yeah,
we
don't need that.
We don't.
We don't want it, and I have to really restrain myself.
I know. I was about to say. I can tell. And especially as the enforcer, you have to know when to lay the buck down and also when to keep the horse at bay.
Yeah, let the leash off.
Folks, that's the item of house cleaning. Let's just move on because we have again an amazing show, as Luke said, a landmark moment for not just the show but for the world. Now it is time for my full array of topical humor jokes that I've written out for you for the news currently today. So let us start off with joke number one. To those of you who may have heard, today is the birthday of the legendary filmmaker Quentin Tarantino, who turns 57 today. 57. I guess you could say he was born once upon a time in 1963. To those of you who may not get it, his latest film is called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born once upon a time.
All right, gold.
I think it is time that we move on to our next topical joke.
Mm-hmm.
So here's joke number 2. If you have, is this? Sorry, folks. Give me just a moment. Hi, this is Matthew with Late Night Quarantine. Just give me just a moment. I just need to. I have something to deal with here. Sorry, folks.
Is that
It's
him?
it's the guy.
Is that him?
Hey, yeah, John, we're so excited to have you on the show tonight. What do you mean? No, tonight, yeah, because we're actually filming right now. We've been waiting for you to get to the green room. Wait, what do you mean you're not coming tonight? Listen, I know the self-isolation quarantine thing. We have sanitary wipes. No, this can't be happening right now. You can't just pack out on the show. Could you at least do a phone call? Can you do a phone interview? No, I'm trying because this is a big deal, and now you're ruining. Oh, please, just.
Is John Malkovich?
No, he's backed out, and he's not willing to do a phone. He's not willing to do
He's not gonna call. He can't call in.
No.
He's not gonna call in.
Okay, so just give me a moment.
Can you call him back? Can you call Mr. Malkovich back? This is a big deal for us.
He specifically asked me to not call him back, or it could lead to further measures. His words. Okay, folks. So this is a bit of a doozy. I mean, should we just say it? We should say who's.
It was John Malkovich.
It
was John Malkovich.
We actually had an email correspondence with John Malkovich to be on the show.
We're ecstatic.
And he seemed excited. He had a lot of happy emojis in his email thread to us. Apparently he just called right now. He was going to be here in person, and he said just due to the quarantine self-isolation that he just doesn't want to risk coming here. Even though we've taken preventative measures, we have sanitary wipes, we've cleaned our bathroom, we have TP. I counter offered to at least do a phone interview with the one and only, so maybe it's not quite the landmark interview it could have been, but still incredible. But he said no, he was in the middle of a game of bridge. So
that's not what he said. He couldn't.
That's what he
couldn't come because he was in the game of bridge.
Yeah. So he didn't want to. He was already interrupting the game he was in the middle of. So to stay on the phone longer would have, in his words, thrown his whole game of bridge off course. Not gonna lie to you folks, this is a tough one. This is a tough. It's already been hard enough getting guests on the show with everything going on, and to not only have someone outside the house, but someone of John Malkovich's nature.
We spent $600 on that cake.
I know.
With his face on it.
Yeah. Did you at least? Can we refund it? Did you put a down deposit on it? No, the cake all
fund it. It's a custom-made cake. We can't get that money back.
Sorry, folks. I'm just a little off course and trying to figure out what to do with the show here because we have our time that we're supposed to fill. What do we do? We had filmed that one segment.
It's not. That was a disaster.
It was a disaster.
We can't show that.
What else are we supposed to do? We have to fill the time. I feel like we're just kind of backed in the corner here. We gotta.
You know what? After this, I'm gonna call him Mr. Malkovich myself. I'm gonna.
So, folks, we had actually filmed a cutaway segment that we were really amped about. That we were gonna put. We weren't sure if it was gonna be tonight's show or another, but the segment, unfortunately, it didn't quite turn out how we had hoped, and we both agreed it kind of turned into a bit of a disaster when we weren't going to air it, but seeing as how our huge guest has dropped out last minute, and we have to fill the time. We have no choice but to show you the segment. So
Just play it. It doesn't matter.
Here's a cooking segment that we hope to get going that we still need a name for. So let's roll it. Well, hey there, late night with quarantiners.
Hello.
Welcome to our first of many cooking segments.
Yes.
We don't have a name for this segment yet. We probably put in a placeholder title card. But, if you have suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Hashtag it. Yeah, so we just figured, listen, we're all stuck at home. We're in quarantine, self-isolation right now. We gotta eat, but we don't want to just eat the same boring foods again.
No.
And so if there's one thing we're about here at the show and as a family, even though there's I don't want to get, if there's one thing we're about eating good food anytime we can.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we have a list of just a lot of fun recipes at home. If you haven't noticed, we're in a little bit of sports garb today.
Yeah, a little bit of a athletic training.
Watch out, he's got his Letterman jacket on, ladies. I got my little hat on backwards. I'm ready to, play some baseball on my Cubbies. It's where I grew up. You could say, yeah, it's a sports theme because
It's a sports theme.
the recipe we're going to show you how to make today, it is a Freres family classic. We are going to show you how to make our all-time world-famous Freres chili cheese hot dogs. That's right. This, oh my goodness, it's so cheesy. There's so much chili. You cut up the onions on there. When you take a bite, it's like, we're scoring a slam dunk. End zone, where you at? I got you. We are going to hit this one out of the park, and I hope you brought your 9-iron because it's going to be a hole-in-one. Don't you love these chili cheese dogs? Hold on 1 second.
Or cheese.
No, you were supposed to go to the store.
I went to the store.
Hold on, folks. He went to the store early to get the ingredients. We're just figuring out where he...
You go to the stores and it's empty. Everything's gone. It's like a wasteland. It's like, how many stores did you go to? I went to like 5. You couldn't find 5. You couldn't even find just hot dogs? No. You just need to do something about a pineapple and some chips in the pantry.
This just sucks. I'm sorry, folks. So Luke, he went to the store earlier, 5 stores. He was going to get the ingredients. Sounds like none of them were in stock. I'm not blaming this on Luke. Unfortunately,
went to the store.
What are we supposed to make?
We have a pineapple.
What other sports foods can we make?
I don't know. We could use something with.
No, the pineapple's an aesthetic. It's not an ingredient.
Well, it's a food.
What sports stadium do you find?
I don't know. We can put it in the oven.
All right, folks. So that was our cooking segment. I'm sorry you had to kind of witness where the segment went, but
you said
hopefully if we get the ingredients we need to in the future, we can make and air other episodes of it because we think it'll be really fun. Sorry, he's just on the phone. Yes, you got a hold of John Malkovich.
That is $600 that I will not get back, and I need you to show up.
All right. So I think, folks, we're gonna just end the show right now. We're just gonna cut it early.
Please, I will do
this is a weird mixed bag. So thank you for tuning in.
Don't hang up.
To late night quarantine. We'll see you next episode.
Please, just tell me what to do to make you get here. Just tell me. I don't. No.